back to my second video. Today I want to talk to you about how you can actually start doing customization in South Africa, specifically in Cape Town, using only 1,000 Rand. The reason I say not like 2,000 or 3,000, I want to help people who want to start doing this but they don't have a lot of money, and also it's quite a lot of money to put into something that you don't actually know if you want to do it or not. You could get less things, you're just not going to be able to do the things that you see on YouTube and the things that all these customs that you see on Instagram pages. You won't be able to do them without the things that I'm going to recommend. So yeah, let's get straight to it. And as you can see, these are one of my personal favorites. This is a custom I did a few weeks ago, and yeah, this is using the things that I'm going to tell you about now. There won't be anything crazy or fancy that you'll need, but these are necessities that I feel 1,000 Rand will get you. So we'll start off with the paint. The paint you're going to need is definitely a specific brand. It's called Angelus. It's an acrylic leather paint. So if you buy one of the bigger bottles, they look like this. And what I recommend is getting the black, the white. Then you can always go for a third color, which will be something like this. So within that 1,000 Rand budget, I recommend getting obviously the smaller bottles, because these ones are a little bit more expensive. And to be honest guys, this bottle here will last you quite a while. It's only 1 ounce, but the size of the bottle, that's actually going to last you pretty long. Even if you're going to do a color swap, like for instance here where the stripe was, if you're just going to do like, maybe this is going to be gray and the others are going to be black, and you've just done a recolorway, that's also fine. So customs like that, it's probably the little bottle, I think is going to still last you a few months. Just depends how you use it as well. If you're using it on leather, it's going to be a different amount of paint as opposed to using it on something like fabric, where it takes quite a bit of paint to actually paint fabric if you're using something like white. Okay, so the second most important thing I feel like you would need with these paints would be something that's called GAC 900. So this is something that you would use for fabric. So if you're painting a leather shoe like this, you won't need this. But if you're painting something like fabric, where if you check on the tongue over here, I actually painted this black. So this whole shoe was white, but to paint this black, what I needed was just my normal black, and then I needed this as well. So this is GAC 900. Basically what it is it's a medium that you mix with your paint, and then once you mix those together and you paint something like fabric, it kind of dyes the fabric as opposed to just sitting on the surface. And also it doesn't give such like a hard feel to your fabric. So when you actually touch the fabric, it still feels like fabric, it's still soft, it still bends. It doesn't look like it's painted, it actually looks like it's been dyed. I mean, I use it a lot because I mostly paint fabric shoes. This is actually the second most important thing I feel that you need when it comes to painting. So this is called duller, and what this does is it kind of takes the shine away from your paint. So you know when you paint something, it looks kind of wet and it looks like it's actually been painted. So duller is something that it kind of makes the paint a bit more flat, and it gives it like a matte feel, where if you, for instance, if you look at a shoe that's just come out of the box and it's come from a factory, it looks very much like something like this, which is, I mean, this has got something on it already that makes it a little bit more matte, which I'll explain to you in a minute. But the colors that I used when I actually painted something like black or something like a red or something like the blue, I had to mix a little bit of duller, which goes into my paint, and then that kind of gives it like a matte feel so that it doesn't look shiny, it doesn't look painted, and you kind of want your artwork to look on the borderline of something that's been painted and something that actually came from the factory as it is. Getting to the prepping stages, you will need something like acetone, which is this over here. So if you take a look, this is something that you would use either earbuds or Q-tips, or you could use cotton balls, which is something like this. I actually just picked this up today. And what you do is obviously just dip this into the acetone, and then you will take that and you will rub on a leather shoe, like something like this. So you'd need that for leather. You wouldn't use that on a fabric shoe. For a fabric shoe, there's no prepping to do. I don't personally prep a fabric shoe. So yeah, you're gonna need cotton balls, you're gonna need acetone, and this is gonna be to prep your leather shoes. So those are things that you would need for prepping. If you're gonna start off on a leather shoe, I recommend getting that. And the reason why you're actually doing this is because you need to prep the surface of a leather shoe. So on one of my other videos I posted on Instagram, it's basically your shoe that you buy. When it comes out the box, it's got a factory finish on it already. So what you want to do is take that factory finish off, because that's actually protecting the surface of a brand new shoe. And what you want to do is just take that layer off as much as you can, and then when you actually start painting, your paint the surface is a bit more gritty, and your paint actually sticks to the surface and it makes it last much longer. So it's a definite must that you should do. If you're using like an Air Force One, definite you need to prep the shoe before you paint it. Something else that you need during your prep, would possibly be part of your prep, is masking tape. Try and find one that doesn't leave a lot of, if you can ask someone at the counter or somebody that's helping you, if you can find one that doesn't leave a lot of residue, so residue that sticks to the surface of the shoe, because it's just going to be a mission to clean it afterwards once you're actually done, depending on how long you're going to leave this on your shoe. So obviously one of the most important things would be the paint brushes. So when I started out, I kind of figured out what I like and what I use for things like this and for things like that. So what I recommend is I would get about 5 paint brushes, and that's to stay within this budget. I would maybe get, I would say, 1 detail brush, because you're not going to do a lot of detailing in the beginning, but it is completely up to you. You can do more detailing if you want, but I would say 1 detail brush, and then I would maybe get 2 of these. Like this is a medium brush, I would say for what I'm doing, this is a medium brush. And then for lastly, I would get 2 of these. Keep 1 of these specifically for a finisher. So this is something that I would only use for finisher. I wouldn't put paint on this at all. So the finisher that I actually use is a matte finisher from Angelus as well. If you're not going to do a leather shoe, you don't have to get this. You could get an extra color, you could get some more paint brushes. It's completely up to you, but this is the finisher I use for leather shoes. The reason I get flat black and flat white is this has got a little bit of color mixed in it already, which makes the paint a little bit more matte, and it doesn't have that shine that a regular color would have. But all in all, the things that I'm mentioning here, you can get all of these at either the Decal Edge, or you could get them at P&A in Canal Walk or any other P&A. I did check online, so if you are not wanting to go to the shops right now, you can buy at the Decal Edge, you can buy it online. Where I would recommend this is, I mean, I got this at this game. This was 10 bucks. This is gonna last me months. These are gonna cost you about 20 to 30 bucks. It'll be probably about 25 bucks. This over here, around about 30 bucks. And then your paint brushes, like if I look at this one, this is $35.99. This is the biggest brush. So the prices are only gonna go down from there. And these aren't like fancy brushes, these are acrylic brushes. So a pro tip would be to keep a glass of water, and every single time that you finish painting a section, dip your brush in water, clean it a little bit, wipe it a little bit on a towel, a paper towel, or just a normal towel that you're using, and then just let it dry. And then when you use it again, maybe just clean it a little bit before, and obviously make sure there's no paint in, and then use it again. Anyway guys, that is my recommendation. Go to Decal Edge, go to P&A, see what you can find, and then yeah, let me know how your first custom goes. Let me know how the products work, how you're finding Angelus. because I feel like it's the best paint that I've used so far. If you're doing art that takes you so much time, you want it to actually last, which is why I recommend buying this specific paint, because you don't want to waste time and then it rubs off or it comes off in a couple of weeks. So you want to actually make sure you prep properly, make sure you use the right paints, and then make sure you use the right finisher. And yeah, for more tips on how to use these things, I will be doing more videos. I'll be doing more little tutorials or just little clips on my Instagram, so you can check me out on Instagram. Please share it with me, let me know what you think of the paints, let me know how all of this works out for you and what you're going to do on your first custom. Cool, thanks so much guys.